Hello, welcome to KimDev Monster. Today I will show you some tricks to dominate the early game, especially with gear bites, and our goal is to reach Lantern Year 4 and dominate the Butcher. This could be achieved if we get high strength damage dealers and tank, and so we can round his 9 toughness armor to get hits out fast and deal the 13 rounds needed. In the beginning we are very limited, especially with the locations, so we get the skinnery, the organ grinder, the bonesmith. The first thing we get there after is the Caterium, and after that the stone circle. If you're luckily or badly with your resources, you can afford to craft the weapon crafter with 3 bone, 1 hide, because the weapons there will help you to gain much more strength to round monsters. They are locked behind heat, so you can craft all of them, but the maces are very good and the counter rate X is godly. The first build I will present you is the tank. This is the 5 hide you will invest at first to get a full set of warhide armor, so you have 2 armor at each location part, and you gain survival by using your dodges or paint or inner faith ability. It comes with a free evasion, and our goal is to stack more evasion on our first tank to negate most of the hits while the monster's attacking. So 1 evasion comes for free. The other one is the monster geese, which can be afforded by spanning 2 organs. It's very expensive in version 1.6, but it's worth. So we have 2 evasion already. My take is to get the principle of survival of the fittest. That could be done with a love juice or a luckily augury event, because you don't have many places where you can do your early endeavor. So you get an extra strength and evasion for your first child, and you should use this child as a tank. If you have another lucky pull, you can get drums, and drums is a really good thing to put your early endeavor into meaningful fighting arts like Rhythm Chaser or Synchronized Strike. Rhythm Chaser is you gain on arrival an evasion token, and if you have an instrument, you don't lose this token over the whole fight. Also, if you have drums, you are able to craft the drums itself by a bone and a hide, very cheap. Or without drums, you could easy craft the harp, but you need to have the golden whiskers. If you have an instrument, the tablet will be looking as this one. You get your armor set, your monster geese and instrument, and have 1, 2, 3, 4 evasion. If you're standing in grass, you have also 6 evasion, so it's very hard to hit you. The Butcher itself will hit on a 4+, so when you have 4 evasion, he will hit on an 8+, so it's very, very unlikely that he will make hits. The perfect weapon for the tank would be a bone club, because the monsters always go to the tank, attack him, he survives the attacks, and then he don't have to move and attacks with his bone club. It's very strong with 5 strength. If it's your survival of the fittest child, you have 6 strength, so normal monsters would be hit on a 2, and the Butcher will be hit on a 3. Wounded, sorry. The second armor I want to make is a crit based armor, so you can farm easily for fist and tooth, or with another weapon for crit locations, and so you get extra injuries during the fight and extra resources after the fight. This version is with a bow, so you can stand safe, and a luck charm, so you have 1 luck and always crit on a 9 on a round attempt. If you not choose survival of the fittest, you have a chance of 50% to get a survivor with 1 extra luck through Protect the Young. So you would have a survivor with 2 luck, or if you go with Lion Beast Kata, you have 3 luck on top, so you will crit on a 7, which is very good. But this is my favorite variant of it. So you can have the bow. The arrows are really good because it lowers the evasion of the monster. You have a high crit chance, and if you crit it sometimes, you can also use the headband or the cat eye circlet. Cat eye circlet could be also difficult to achieve, but Fika Salve could be put here as well to get that second blue affinity for the luck. The first weapons you can also craft for your second Warhide user are Bone Blade, Bone Darts, or my favorite, the Beast Lion Kata. So you have a good option to wound the monster, but these weapons would be in the storage after a few years. I wouldn't recommend the Bone Axe because it has frail, it's very costly to craft. It costs 1 organ, and this could be better go into a monster geese for extra evasion. The more you have of these, the more you will dodge with your other survivors, and that's a good thing. The real first damage dealer could be a White Lion armor. That's because we are forced to hunt the White Lion in the first 2 years. Endless Screams comes in the second year, so here in the first year we have to hunt another lion. So we have more lion resources at the beginning, and you can choose to craft a White Lion armor set. It's a little bit tougher because you have 3 armor to all slots, and you get the bonus 1 speed, 2 strength with katas. Kata specialization is really good because you can cancel the first hit selected location, and I would recommend it with the Beast Knuckles. This is because the Beast Knuckles are one of the strongest weapons early game. 2 resources, but you get 4 strength. They're hit quite well on a 6+, and the paired isn't disadvantage, because with the 5 speed you have an effect that stacks really well. When you wound the monster, it gets -1 toughness until end of the attack. Now let's imagine we pounce with this armor. You get 1 accuracy, so it means you hit on a 5+, 4+ in this blind spot. So 3 or 4 dice of you will hit. Then you draw your 4 locations. Now we have 1 strength through pounds, 4 through the Beast Knuckle itself, and 2 from the armor bonus. That makes 7 strength. So every monster is hit by a 2. The Butcher itself is hit by 3. And after the first hit, it will also be hit on a 2+. So 90% of the time with this build you will wound the monster. When you transition to level 2, it's quite easy to make the first hit, and after 1 hit you're pretty safe to do damage. So that is one really strong build that can provide much damage for the early transition from year 4 after the Butcher into the mid game where you begin to hunt level 2s and then level 3s. Obviously, the best choice in the beginning, but hard to pull off, is the Screaming Armor. That's because spears are pretty good. If you stand directly adjacent to the monster, you're not quite as often hit by any reactions that target adjacent survivors. And also you get a way to dissolve traps on a 7+. And that's my favorite part of the game. Getting through the deck, reshuffle the trap with a lucky roll and do it again. So what it makes special is that you have many affinities, quite good armor with 3 on every location, and the bonus with spears, you can add +2 strength, you get -1 toughness on the monster if you slam it, so you have 3 extra strength on the spear for the attack that counts for the first 2 hit locations, so you have 6 damage. That would be enough to wound also every early game monster, the Butcher, and transition to Lantern Year monster level 2 and Lantern Year 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. Also, I recommend farming the Antelope because you can get Dried Acanthus that will help to restore your survival when you depart and protect you from surf injuries. If you have many bones, you will put it into the weapon crafter and go for lesser armor and more damage. So you make the weapon crafter and store resources till you can make counterweight axes. Counterweight axes is very strong because they combine the reach of the spear with the strength of the beast knuckle, and you get the really good puzzle bonus later in the game where you can do auto hits. Also, the clubs are very good because the Antelope has a weakness to them. You crit more often if you attack her with clubs. So the Whistling Mace with 3 dice, 6 on hit, 3 for damage are perfect to make many resources on the Antelope. After that, you should transition into a survivor that is focused on making Fist and Tooth. So you have the goal to wound 1 round with it each time. After you've done that, you should focus on using Headband and Cat Eye Circlet. So your Bowmaster could easily be also your Fist and Tooth wearer, so he can crit on an 8+, makes this 1 round attempt with Fist and Tooth, and after that he spends his survival doing crazy things with Cat Eye Circlet, Warhide Headband, and even the combination of pulling the Clawhide Arrow first, making the monster less evasive, and then go in with Fist and Tooth is very recommended by me. So I hope that this video helped you. Type in the comments if you liked it, if you have further suggestions, and thank you for watching. Sorry for my bad English, was the first one after a long time. I hope you enjoyed it. See ya later, KimDevMonster. Ciao.